You want sports? We got sports for you right here, Woodward Sports.
I'm never late. I'm always on time.
Oh.
When have I ever watched him?
I want wings and pizza.
Is wings and pizza?
I want wings and pizza.
Yeah. I played with that gorilla. You hear me?
Okay. You have a Tesla. You float here.
Is up. So glad you could join us here on a Monday morning on Woodward Sports Network. Always a pleasure to be with this guy, Terry Foster.
That's right. I'm here every
Hi,
Monday
Terry.
for a while.
My name's Sean Baligian. Did you enjoy your weekend?
I had a perfect weekend, except it rained a little bit Saturday. So I enjoyed it. I loved it.
I love hearing that.
Didn't want it to end.
I love hearing that.
That's when, you know, when you have the perfect weekend, that's when you hope, boy, I wish it was like a 3-day weekend or something.
Yeah. You know what? It was great. My boy came home this weekend, which is always awesome. And so to be able to spend Saturday night with them and all day yesterday with the kids, it's just the best. I mean, you know, it's...
Yeah, I got a full house now. All the kids are at home.
Isn't that wonderful?
It is wonderful, except my basement is jacked up now.
Oh, no. What happened?
They just got crap. Celine has got... She got a whole bunch of boxes sent from California. They all arrived on Friday. And, you know, so I had to put them in the basement, and they're exactly where I put them. She hasn't unpacked them or nothing, so it looks like it's storage in the basement now.
How long is she going to be home?
2 months.
Yeah.
But she's going to go to Germany, and she wants to go to Japan. We're trying to talk her out of going to Japan because they don't want people there for the Olympics, and so why would you just go there?
I want to go to Japan.
Huh?
Can me and Stick go with her to Japan?
No. We're telling her, don't go to Japan.
I know. So can I go?
You can go instead, yes.
Okay, cool.
But we think she's going to go to Germany instead.
That's a nice country.
Yeah, you know, Terry, I don't know if you're going through the same thing, and maybe there are some people out there that can relate to this. Jack's going to be home for about 2 months. He's leaving for like a week to go here and a week to go there. But then the thought that nobody wants to talk about, but we're kind of dancing around, is he ever going to come back? Is real. Now it's real. You know what I mean? Yeah, after all of us living under the same roof forever, now we're kind of sitting back going,
he's not coming back, dude.
Yeah,
I can tell you that right now.
Yeah,
where's he moving to? Isn't he moving
LA.
to LA? No, he's not coming back, brother. Yeah. He'll come back to visit, but he's not coming back here.
Yeah.
I've resigned to the fact my child is never going to live with us again. That's the end of the ball game.
So, you know what? Then you're probably having the same kind of thing. Pardon Terry and I, by the way. This is a conversation for us. Maybe you can relate to this, some of you that have kids and everything. Terry, I am running through my brain literally every possible thing we can do for the next 2 months. And I'm not the planner. I am not the planner in my family. I am the guy that sits back and goes, hey, whatever. What do you want to do? Whatever you guys want to do. You know what? I've thought of so many things to do this summer for that exact reason. And you are the step beyond me because I'm not allowing myself to confess that this is it. I'm just not allowed. But I know deep down inside it is.
I think in the same way. I'm so desperate that I want to take my kids to a Coney Island fundraiser next weekend.
Go on.
There's a Coney Island that's closing in Highland Park, and they're doing a little fundraiser. I want to take my kids.
They're closing? What are they?
Because the owners are just old and they don't want to do it anymore. So they say it's not because of COVID or anything. They're just old, and it happens.
That actually sounds like a good. Kids were going to a Coney Island fundraiser.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll probably say no at first, but they always end up going anyway. Yeah. Except this weekend, they didn't go with me. I wanted to go to some Juneteenth stuff. Celine is still jet lagged, so I let her off the hook. Brandon wanted to do something Juneteenth at Michigan State where he goes to school, so he's up with his friends. So I let him out there because I went by myself.
Good for you.
Yep, had a good time. Brought them some gifts. They all loved them.
That's awesome. No, love to hear it. Yes, Arthur.
Terry, maybe next time your adopted son could go. You know me. You know.
What'd he say?
Maybe next time your adopted son could go.
Oh, he wants to go. Okay, yeah. Sure.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
I imagine him showing up there. This is my son here, young artist. They'll be like, was your mama a ghost? What's happening?
The one thing we're finally doing, I've always wanted to take the kids to the UP, but I never took the kids to the UP because there's nothing to do up there. Now, don't misconstrue. I love it. I would rather be in nature, and I would rather be at pictured rocks and fishing and, all of that stuff. But, with kids, they need some excitement. They need some bells and whistles. So I talked them into going. So that's one thing we're doing before he takes off. Like the first week of August, we're going up there for the week.
We're on the same wavelength. I sort of got them to go to the UP. We went to Tequamanon Falls.
Beautiful.
Because we went to Mackinac, then I had to do this little, okay, I want to go to the UP. Because I want to go to the UP for selfish reasons. I've never seen a moose in the wild. So I want to see a moose. But I got them to go to Tequamanon Falls, and they loved it. They liked it. And the only bad thing is there's a brewery right there. And Dad wanted to have a few beers, but then after they saw the falls, they wanted to leave. So that was it.
Art, did you see a moose up there?
I've never personally, with my own two eyes, have seen a moose.
They're so big. That's
what I heard.
They're so, it's freakish. It's like, what is that? And then, it hits you what it is. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's a moose.
Right. You wonder, and then, it's a moose. They're huge.
Yeah, I heard they hiss at you.
It was far away. I didn't hear the hiss.
All right.
I would have peed myself.
Here's my question. I'm good for a car ride for about 2.5, 3 hours. I can maybe go 4. But the other day I looked up how far away it is from my area all the way up to the UP, and we're talking 5 hours. So for two gentlemen who have been up north, is it worth it to go all the way up to the UP, that 10-hour round-trip drive?
It depends who you're talking to. There are some people, I like the outdoors. I could live in the UP. I'd be happy to live out my days in the UP.
You look like a UP guy.
Yeah, I would live in the UP, no problem. But then I wouldn't shave it all. I mean, I'd be like that.
You wouldn't recognize him.
One of those, Union generals during the Civil War. They all had that big bushy beard. I'd be like one of those Union generals. And it depends. You like that stuff, so I would recommend it. If you don't like that stuff, if you want civilization and shopping and I'm going to go to a nice restaurant and all that, you don't want to go to the UP.
Now, have either of you been to the Porcupine Mountains? Because
Yes.
I think that's the spot I'm going to go to.
Absolutely. It's awesome.
It's worth the trip.
For me,
Okay.
you're asking the wrong guy.
You can handle it for a few days.
Yeah.
All I need is a little nature, some dive restaurants, maybe a bar to put on my flannel shirt, have a few beers, not get beat up. I'm okay. That's all I need. And the moose.
Jenna, thank you. She said, happy Monday. Happy belated birthday. Thank you. Hope you guys had a great Father's Day as well. We're going to talk about that when we come back. Because, Terry, you got to live the dream yesterday.
You had the perfect Father's Day.
You got to live the dream yesterday.
Must be nice.
Maybe one day. One day. We'll get into that next. So glad you could join us. Am I on time, Art? I'm trying to be on time.
You're actually, my saying, and you may know it by now, as early as on time as late unacceptable. So you still have 2.5 minutes, But I appreciate it, because some people on this show, not Blissful Terry, some people on this show just, hey, I'm taking this day off, and they give you a 12-hour notice. No big deal.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. It's just amateur hour here, Am I going on? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. No, Terry, you know what? It was funny. You and I didn't get a chance to do a show and talk about this. I am one of those people. I almost cringe at Father's Day because they write the check that you can do whatever you want on Father's Day in my house, and it never works that way. And I accepted it a long time ago. But it's your day. We'll do what you want. And I'm like, we got to stop. We got to drop this facade. We're not. That's not. If we do what I want, It is, I'm on my smoker at 8 o'clock in the morning. My first rack of ribs is done around 12:30, 1 o'clock. Then more things go on in the smoker in the afternoon, and that's done at night. And I turn on the Tiger game and fall asleep, and then wake up and turn on the U.S. Open and take a littler nap. And then, and it never works out that way. But it sounds like that's what you did yesterday.
That's exactly what I did
God
yesterday.
bless you. God
So my
bless you.
family, every Father's Day, I think they've forgotten it because they never mention it, and then they never. I never get cards. You know, usually get cards like the Saturday or the Friday before, if it's your birthday. But I never get anything. They don't mention Father's Day, and then yesterday, like at 10:30, Ab said, "I'm gonna go get barbecue for everybody." I'm like, cool.
It's a good day.
So she went to get barbecue, and she had like a family platter, whatever, with ribs, beef brisket, and a whole chicken, and then fries and beans and stuff like that. I didn't have to do anything. So like at about 1 o'clock, it's all ready to go. I get the first plate. I eat. My family kind of joined me. We talked a little bit. Then I was allowed to lay on the couch for 4 hours and watch the U.S. Open.
Oh.
Now, normally, if I lay on the couch for too long, you got to get up. You're not doing anything. You're being a bum. Nothing. Just lay there. Be a bum.
So envious
all I
this
did.
morning. Start a new career in an industry that is always essential, the heating and cooling industry. Learn more today by visiting northwesterntech.edu. You know, men are simple creatures. Did you hear Terry's day? We're simple creatures. Give me a day like that. That's okay. We'll get into it next. So glad you could join us. Terry Foster, Sean Baligian, Woodward Sports.
Hi, I'm David Hall from All Financial. With historically low interest rates and 5-star service, you could pay your mortgage off faster without increasing your monthly payment. Get started now at 248-308-5000 or chat with us online. Call hallfirst.com.
Well, this ought to be interesting. Art got a new pair of shoes, and he wanted to ask the fashion mavens, Terry Foster and Sean Baligian, what they think of his fashion. Now, I hope you caught my dramatic pause for effect, because...
Are the shoes in the studio?
Are they here, Arthur?
So this is what happened. My wife and I have a history of buying each other shoes as a present, whether it's a Mother's Day present or birthday.
A little weird, but that's all right.
Yeah, it's you know, I got sick of doing the typical, flowers and candy and all that. So Sunday morning I'm eating breakfast and she just looks at me and smiles. But she never does that. So it's like, what happened? And I look at my phone and I got a notification. And it was a pair of shoes that she had bought, and she said, if you don't like them, you can return them, because I'm an asshole, and I did return one pair of shoes that she did get me, because they just didn't work for me. But I wanted to get your opinion on these. These were the shoes that she bought me. And she said, I think you'll like them because they're Tigers colors.
Yeah, you can rock those.
Okay.
Those are like Tiger shoes. You got to wear them at a Tiger game.
Things that will never happen. Sean?
Yeah, I'm going to take you to a game. Why do you always play this game? I'm going to take you to a game. Mm-hmm. Would I wear that? Absolutely not. But absolutely not.
Do you think that they would fit, like they fit me and my fashion icon sense? And the chat can chime in too.
Well, it is interesting that you were asking, of all people, me. I am the least fashion-conscious person, so at least
You're
Terry's
not a fashion
here.
plate? I wouldn't wear the shoes, but a lot of people would. So I give them approval, even with shorts or jeans.
They don't look like regular tennis shoes, though. Is there like somebody said they look like golf shoes. They don't look like tennis shoes.
No. The tennis shoes are starting to look like that.
Are they really?
They look like-
they got.
Then you talk
They
to him.
got neon colors and stuff. So I like just a plain white tennis shoe, because it goes with anything. But the young people are wearing all these colors and stuff.
They said that they, also in the comments, that they look similar to cleats. They've got like a cleat look.
Yeah,
to
the
them.
bottom is kind of what throws me
Now,
off. There,
I will
Art.
say the shoes that I have on right now are very similar. Like they're except they're black and white. I'll show the camera real quick. God, actually, I'm not going to because they're disgusting. So I should be embarrassed. But I wanted to get a quick poll. It was a nice gesture of her. I appreciate it greatly. But am I an asshole if I return them?
Do you not like the shoe?
I'm more of a black shoe type of person.
Shoot straight, Art. Shoot straight.
I know,
No,
but-
listen to me. There is a freedom when you just start to shoot straight. There is. Don't be afraid to. Honey, I appreciate it, but it just ain't me.
But when it happens twice in a row, then you're kind of an asshole.
Okay, then no, you're not. You're shooting straight.
She doesn't know what you like. You need to
That says
educate
a
her a
lot.
little bit.
I'm sorry.
Now here's what I say about clothing. When you put it on and you look at it and say, yeah, I like it, that's the right thing for you. If you look at it and go, then it's not right.
And in her defense, she did say, and I'm probably overthinking this, that's why I'm losing so much hair, but she did say if I wanted to return them, I could. So,
Return them. Get what
Okay.
you want.
okay.
Charlie said you got the red stitching on the side. I think it's meant to look like a baseball look.
It definitely is. You can
Yeah, put that picture up
You can
again.
see it, yeah.
Oh yeah. Now that you said that, Charlie, I can't unsee it.
Here's the other thing.
Yeah, it's not my thing.
I don't
It's
know
not-
about you guys, though, but can you rock white shoes? I can't. They get so dirty. So dirty. And I know I feel like such a prick right now, though, because she went out of her way to do something nice, and now I'm making it public on a show, but she doesn't watch me anymore anyway. But, my thing is it's like I'd rather wear something and get something that I'm going to wear than wear them once and say thank you and then they go in the closet. Like, just being honest.
Yeah, but you know what? My kids hurt my feelings all the time, and I just got over it because whenever I got them something, Dad, that was so last year, or like that. So, that's so 1980s or something like stupid like that. So I just get them gift cards.
Gift cards never fail.
Yeah.
Never
And they
fail.
get what they
Go
want.
get what you want. Absolutely.
But do you feel that because now in a society where you have to be thoughtful and super nice and kind, do you think
No,
that
no.
But do you think it's
society
lazy?
they're assholes.
But do you think it's a lazy
okay
gift?
In today's society, it's okay to just tell us, be straight.
See, Art.
I don't like that.
No. What I'm saying is the gift card thing. Is it lazy to just hand someone a gift
No.
card?
No.
It's not.
Okay.
You know what?
Sean's like, I will die on this hill.
Do you know what I do when somebody gives me a gift card? Yes. Because I can get whatever I want.
Art, I'm sorry. You know why I'm getting like this is because like today, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened the last couple. People just lie left and right. It's okay to lie. It's all right. Something looks good. Something looks horrible. Oh, well, I can't be mean. Oh, you look beautiful in that gown. No, you don't. No, I'm not going to say it. It's one of those things. If you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all. So I'll subscribe to that. But no, that's not allowed. You're supposed to lie today. Oh, yes, you look beautiful. No, you don't look beautiful.
Here's what you do, Sean. If somebody's wearing something and they say, well, what do you think about this? You just go,
Ryan brought up a great point. He said, return them and take your wife out, Art. And then Hillbilly Bob, which I'm guessing is his real name, says, I swear I've never heard a person complain more than Art. I'm not complaining. I was bringing up a
No,
topic.
you asked a
just
question.
wasn't what he liked.
No, it's
complaining.
not Art. It's not my style. And if it's not your style, then see, I'm in the point. I got the double whammy yesterday. So, like I told you, Terry, I just went like this. Okay, where are we going? No, it's your date. Okay, let's stop the pretend game. I know we're going places. Where are we? Well, we have to go to brunch and then we have to go to lunch. Okay, good. Wasn't that easy? Let's
Brunch
not
and
play
lunch.
pretend.
Yeah.
But I got a chance to go home. I watched the U.S. Open yesterday afternoon as well. And I enjoyed that. It was a good watch because I think the funny thing about the U.S. Open, if I may skip ahead a little bit, Art, because both Terry and I watched it, the thing about the U.S. Open is nobody wanted to win. Like in the early stages of the final day, it looked like the cream was rising to the top. All the names were going like this on the leaderboard. And then all of a sudden it was like contagious. Everybody started fucking up, like left and right. And it was like nobody wants to win this. So to me, when those guys like look human, that's when I'm like, okay.
No, they didn't
I'm
look
in.
human. They look like me.
Yeah, exactly.
That's beyond human. Really
I
crappy.
can relate to you guys screwing that up. So that was an interesting watch. And then, all it took was a guy like John Rahm to make a couple of shots, and that's what he did down the stretch. He made a couple of shots, and he won the U.S. Open. It was fun to watch.
Right. Yeah, I like that. Now, we're going to have the Rocket Mortgage Classic coming up, and somebody's going to shoot 21 under.
Yep.
Or, you might have a 15 under and finish 10th or something like that. So it's an entirely different dynamic. But the U.S. Open is really the only tournament where they really bring golfers to their knees.
The famous hole 17, correct me if I'm wrong, at the is it the
Torrey
Rocket?
Pines?
Yeah. Is that the origination of golf fans being allowed to be vocal and loud and everything? Because I've heard so many stories about that specific hole for like the Buick Open and everything, to where that's the hole where people just are allowed to lose their minds and kind of created the scene of golf to where you could get loud and rambunctious when they get it in.
I don't know. I just think you're coming towards the end of a match, and there were a lot of people. Let's be honest with Rahm, in regards to what happened a couple weeks ago. That yeah, look, was I one of those guys? Absolutely. After his COVID thing a couple weeks ago, was I pulling for the guy? Absolutely, 1,000%.
Yeah, I was there too. I'm like, come on, dude, win this.
Yep.
Because I really think he got screwed last couple weeks ago, and he had no symptoms. He had taken his shot like just a few days before, so.
Yeah.
And plus, you know what? He'd been around people the whole weekend, and then right at the end, you say, disqualified.
Yeah.
It's like stuff was over.
Yep. It was a sad situation, but good for him. And I think a lot of people in the golf community say it's about time with him as well. He's one of those guys that's kind of been, it's the best way to say it, Terry, knocking on the door. He's been knocking on the door, and yesterday he kicked the door in. So I would have never dreamed of spending the hours that I spend watching golf now. Is that something that's changed over in your life as you've gotten older?
I used to watch golf when Tiger Woods was in the hunt.
Yes.
And then if he wasn't, I didn't watch.
Yep.
But yesterday, it was Father's Day. I wanted an excuse not to do anything else. I'm watching the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
And then nobody told me to get off the couch.
Gosh, what a great day. Joanna said, I can't wait for the Rocket Mortgage Classic. Yeah, that's next week. You've got a great tournament starting up, as a matter of fact, Sunday. The John Shippen, you got that Sunday and Monday, and then the week after that, the Rocket Mortgage Classic. And I'm serious when I say this, all right? It is, it's awesome to go out to the DGC. That's just, it's a unique course in a unique part of town, and the work that Rocket Mortgage has put into making this a thing, it's awesome for our community. It really is. This is just a cool event. And did I mention the DGC? It's just a cool course.
Yes. I have played the course. I've been out there, but I haven't been there for the golf tournament yet. Yeah. So
it was awesome a couple of years ago to be out there. They did such a great job for their first shot at it. You expected all these hiccups and everything, and you just didn't get them. It was a fun time. Yes, Arthur.
Can I ask why there isn't like a putt-putt golf championship? Like, I would watch that.
There is. It's just not televised because
there
no
is.
one gives a
Okay,
shit.
good. Because here's my
But there
thing.
100% is.
I've never golfed before. Ever. Like, I've never gone out on the green and hit one out and drank with my boys. Like, I guess you have to experience golfing and go do it yourself before you can truly appreciate it. Is that correct?
there are putt-putt there's championships for everything. Disc golf, putt-putt golf, badminton,
Cricket.
Art, if you're really interested, on Hulu and also ABC, there is a putt-putt show.
Yes.
Called Holy Moly.
Oh, I did see
No,
that trailer.
that's not putt-putt. That's bullshit.
It's like extreme golf,
It's
isn't
like
it?
Right.
extreme. Yeah.
No, that doesn't count.
Terry said that's bullshit.
No, it is. I'm talking about the real
Putt-putt
putt-putt
is crazy
courses.
golf.
The real ones don't have the windmills and all that kind
They
of crap.
should.
They should, but they don't. These are as professional as they can be. They have little twists and turns.
Listen, I
but-
could watch some 103-year-old guy hit I'm going to use my iron and do the thing, or I could watch people potentially die while playing putt-putt golf. Sign me up. Just saying.
Yes,
Okay.
Fish.
They do have mini golf world championships, and they're like the best. They hole in one almost every hole.
Really?
Yeah, because they're just the best. They just know what they're doing. They just
Yeah,
putt
they do.
it,
And
it goes
they
in.
get 1s and 2s on just about every hole.
Arthur, if you've never golfed, if you are easily frustrated, if you don't have a lot of patience, there's no other way to say it. Golf isn't for you.
Well, I mean, if
It
I
is
was
the
going
most
out
frustrating
there-
thing I've ever done in my life. I can't explain it.
Worse than dealing with me?
Oh yeah, honestly, it's.
Yeah, you're a piece of cake
I
compared to golf.
wish I could. And you know what the thing is? I think a lot of times it comes down to your personality too. Like let's play a game of pretend. If Terry, what are you doing this afternoon? Nothing. You want to go golfing? If Terry and I went golfing, Terry's the type of guy. I can say this with full conviction. Terry's the type of guy, if he makes a bad shot on 3, Terry could probably chuckle at himself and move forward to hole 4, where me, I'm done. Like, I'm done. Like, it's the end of my day. Like, I can't move on to the next shot. I can pretend, and I do. I pretend I'm going to go to 4, and you know what? I might shoot well. I might actually even get a par. Gasp, right? It's in my head, and it won't leave my freaking head. And you know what? As I've gotten older, I don't like to put myself in those positions anymore.
I just want to be like all the cool kids in the office here and practice my swing. Like, what are you swinging at? It's air! There's not even a ball in front of you! Adam, every single day.
You know, set the shot.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. And
I don't
here's the
get
other
it.
thing goofy golfer does. You just come out of the blue. Say, what's up, Art? Oh, man, Art, yesterday on the 15th hole, par 4 at the Detroit Golf Club.
As if you were there.
I got a birdie. Like I give a shit.
I do a golf show. I do a golf show with 3 pros, and obviously they're pros. They're all pretty good. And they're like, "No, we got to get you out golfing." And I said, "Listen to me. I mean, no disrespect. It's never going to happen.
Don't go out with them.
It's never going to happen." And they were like, "Why?" And I said, "Because you guys actually, I fooled you. You think I'm a nice guy, and we're going to get out there, and by the second hole, I'm going to be a maniac, and you're going to go, I don't want to work with this guy anymore."
No. They're making fun of you behind your back because they can shoot, and then you hit a ball that goes, and then they pretend like, "Oh, Sean, all we have to do is this." And basically, what they're saying is, "Look at this fool. He's so bad," and they're chuckling behind your back.
That's easy. That's easily correctable.
Right. And they always say the same thing. Your backswing is too fast.
A broken sternum isn't easily correctable.
Keep your eye on the ball. If it was that simple.
Did you say scrotum or sternum?
Sternum.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I go out a couple times a year, but you know what? It's I have to go out with certain people. Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
Yeah, just certain people, and it's just like, and I just tell myself, look, you're gonna have a bad hole. Just go out and have fun. Like if I go out with my wife, I'm not gonna go loony because it's like we both suck. So it's like, but that's the frustrating thing about golf, Terry. I can shoot so well for 5 holes, 3 holes, whatever it is, and it's that one shot, and I don't know how people can just turn that off. I don't. There's a mental toughness that they have that I just don't have.
Well, I don't let it bother me because I know I'm going to hit more than one bad shot. I'm going to hit several bad shots. That's what life is. It's like, I'm
kinda
black.
true.
I can't do anything about it. So just live with it. I suck at golf. Can't do anything about it. I can take a few lessons, but hey, that's just the way it is. Now, what I do, I used to go up north and golf, and I used to like to see the little deer and the little wild turkeys and the wildlife, kind of scattering about. I love that. So that calmed
I'm
me
with
down.
you. Yeah. Get your way out there. Go up to one of those like the
Well,
bear.
I tell you what freaked me out though. Golf in Florida one time. We were approaching this hole. Guess what I saw? Freaking gator.
Oh.
I skipped
Poor
that
Chubbs. Poor Chubbs. Anybody? Chubbs? Come on. Anybody? One person? No. Okay. Hey, don't forget, coming up at noon today, we've got our 25K kick for crypto. Make sure you are paying attention when we give you the word. I don't know how we're going to give it away yet on one of the socials or have somebody call in. I'm just going to go spur the moment.
Didn't you screw it up last week and people got mad at you?
Screwed it up almost every day. Screw up. You know, I mean, that's the way it goes. So we'll take a look at what transpired over the weekend with some playoff action. Don't go anywhere. He's Terry Foster. I'm Sean Baligian. This is Woodward Sports.
Tony is a third-generation logger that has a simple, practical approach to life and work. That's why his Coast DX342 knife is perfect for him. The stainless steel blade is rust-resistant and made for all-weather use. And the double roll-lock safety ensures that it will never inadvertently close when he doesn't want it to. That's why Coast is trusted tough.
Well, hello. How are you? So glad you could join us. Woodward Sports, Terry Foster, Sean Baligian. Terry, another great weekend of sports. How about the road teams in the NBA taking care of business?
Right, or the home team's choking. I mean, you can look at it both ways.
Yeah.
You know, the NBA playoffs, you know, first of all, no number one seeds have made it to the conference finals. I think this is the first time in like a million years. Here's what I like about this year's NBA playoffs. You don't know who's going to win these series. Normally when the NBA starts, you already know what the NBA finals are going to be. You pretty much know what the conference finals are going to be. This year's just a crapshoot.
Couldn't agree more. And therefore, you know what? It's been more enjoyable. Terry, parody's
so.
good. Parody's good. I don't care what anybody says. Parody's good. This was insane. This was absolutely insane. That you know, the end of the game. I mean, didn't everybody think at that point in time that okay, Brooklyn just took the game, Durant just took the game, and this crap's over? I mean, isn't that what went through everybody's brain?
Sure.
I happen to be watching a different game at that point in time. We'll get to that in just a moment. But my our Woodward Sports content, what do we call it? Our text message group?
Delete and be free. That's what I call it. I can't do it anymore.
It absolutely blew up on Friday night when that game was going on. I mean, it blew up. And when I saw what was going on, like I said, full disclosure, I was watching another game. When I saw what was happening, I was just like, okay, cool. Brooklyn took care of that. So props. Terry, I think it's great. The Atlanta Hawks and the Milwaukee Bucks. Come on now. I'm sorry. I think that's great for the sport. I just do.
It is. But you know what else happened under the radar? Are some players entered their names into consideration of being all-time greats.
Yes.
Because of this. Antetokounmpo
Yep.
did. Kevin Durant was already there, but he solidified himself. Devin Booker. And Ice Trey did the same thing. So now when we talk about the greatest players of all time, those are guys that they're going to enter the conversation. Whether they're in your all-time great list, that's up to individuals, but at least now they're in the conversation.
Yep.
I thought this was a beautiful moment shared between Trae Young and his father. After the game, he gives him his jersey. It's such a great moment. The kid's not only going to be, he's a future legend in my opinion, but just, I mean, that's so heartwarming, man. Beautiful.
Absolutely awesome. No doubt about that. And so I'm intrigued. I'm in. Like, look, I'm going to tell you again. I know we're supposed to lie today and everything. I'm watching the Stanley Cup playoffs. I'm paying attention to this, but you know, on game night, I've been watching the Stanley Cup playoffs. But I like that period of time where, you know, especially by the time the finals go, I always hope that they're on opposite nights. Phoenix takes the lead. Phoenix, Terry, are they the team to beat now? Is it Phoenix? Who do you think's the team to beat?
Yeah, I would say so. They're the team to beat. I thought it was going to be Brooklyn, but then they fell apart.
Me too.
Everybody was, people were injured, playing injured, so they weren't the same team. But if Phoenix stays healthy, they are the team to beat. Devin Booker is making a claim to be in the Hall of Fame now. And so you need that guy that stands out above everybody else. In fact, if I had to not that I'm a bookmaker, but if I had to set odds on who's going to be the MVP of the finals, I would say Devin Booker.
Damn.
Even if Kevin Durant
Sure.
had made it,
Yeah.
I still would say Devin Booker would be my odds-on favorite to be MVP of the
I don't
NBA
think a lot
finals.
of people would argue with you right now either. I don't think a lot of people. Yes.
Did
sir.
you see that there was a copycat of the Suns and 4 guy? This was after the game. Nice little. I don't even want to say it was a fight. It was just people now know that Suns and 4 guy has created a legacy off of that fight. Last week or the week before, but now everybody from the Suns wants to fight. I don't know if the NBA made really the right move. I mean, listen, the guy, he deserved the credit and everything, but now you're seeing this. It's.
Well, the crazy thing about it, Art, is honestly when I see this stuff, I can't help but hear my dad. Honestly, and Terry, we grew up like my dad would tell me all the time, you better be careful with that hot head of yours because somebody's going to want a piece of you. Like honest, my dad would tell me that all the time. Don't just fly off at the handle. People will know A, they can get you off your game, and B, then they'll want a piece of you and all that stuff. And I mean, that's Art. That's exactly what happened there.
And see, I don't mess with people because where I grew up, they didn't sucker punch you. Now you they shoot you.
Amen to that.
I don't want to get shot.
Amen to that.
Call me a wimp or whatever, but I don't want to get shot in the chest or the head or whatever. So I just don't leave. I just leave people alone.
I run the other way. No problem. No
Unless
problem
it's in
saying
traffic.
that. Yeah, I'm no elbows and assholes. There it is. Where's Sean? Look for the elbows and
Brother,
assholes.
they're
'Cause I'm
shooting
running
kids
the other
on
way.
the freeway.
Yeah.
So they're going to shoot your ass if you get a hot
it's-
head.
Well, I did get a hot head the other day, but we won't.
Well,
We
it was
won't-
the
we won't
old
talk
guy.
We won't talk about that. We're not gonna.
I bet you if he pulled out a gun, you would be like, "Whoops, shut up."
Yeah. My kids got a good laugh out of it.
Maybe you shouldn't do that anymore.
I think you're right. I do. I think
Because
you're right.
even a 90-pound dude can pull a gun out and then be super bad.
This guy, he was a menace. If you were on M14 highway around 7:30 on Saturday night, there was a guy that was driving like a menace, and I. All right, so anyway, we'll move on. We're not going to get into that. Old Sean reared his head for just a second. All right. More on Devin Booker. We'll get into the Stanley Cup playoffs as well. Don't you go anywhere. Glad you could join us. He's Terry Foster. I'm Sean Baligian. This is Woodward Sports.
We are here, downtown Fenton, my favorite Bridge Street Exchange.
That's right. And you want to switch up your wardrobe this summer? It's this easy. You ready, Joey?
I'm ready.
All right, you ready? I like it. You want to do it again?
Yeah, let's do it again.
All right. Ooh, Brixton. Nice. One more time?
Yes.
Ooh, I like the hat on this one, too. You ready to do it one more time, Joey?
I'm getting tired. One last one.
All right, let's change it. Bro, where's your shirt? You need new clothes this summer. Bridge Street Exchange in Fenton. That's where you need to go. Thank you, guys.
Now, tell me if this has ever happened. This is one of the things, the drawbacks about our show is sometimes, you only have 35, 45 seconds to get something done during the break. Tell me if this has ever happened to you. I'm serious, okay? So you make a call. A repair guy comes over or a maintenance guy. You make the appointment like a month in advance, right?
Correct.
Are they ever on time?
No.
Never, right? Never. Ever.
But that's why they give you that 4-hour window. They know that they're not going to be there at noon. So they say anytime between noon and 4, we'll be there. And usually it's like 3:58 or 3:59. They'll show up and say, "Hey, we're ready to go."
Well, what I'm dealing with right now, as a matter of fact, I'm sending the text right now because I only had like 35, 40 seconds to do this, so I apologize. We are having one of our air conditioners has been having an issue. So it's blowing, but it's not blowing that cold. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Okay.
Then they've done that.
Yeah, so you had to make this appointment like a month ago, and the guy just called me twice. And what did he say? Hey, I'm ahead of schedule today, so instead of coming over at 2, I thought I'd head over right now.
That never happens.
Never happens.
You got to be lying.
Yeah, right? There's something. You're coming over to rob my house or something, right? Like, dude's coming over, like, right now. And he was like, hey, is it cool? So he called me twice, and I obviously can't pick up the phone and call him. So I'm texting him back right now saying, yeah, you know what, dude, my family's home. Go over there and get this damn thing fixed. Never happens, Art.
What is it like? You have 2 air conditioners?
I knew that was coming. You know what? Shame on me for telling the truth. I should have become what I detest and just lied to you.
How do you do 2 air conditioners?
We have two furnaces. Okay.
You have 2.
I have 2 furnaces. Yes.
Are they built out of gold or platinum? Diamonds?
You live at Bill Davison's house or something? Tom Gore's? So
You've been over my house, Art. So listen, yes, I have 2 furnaces, okay? And so one of the air conditioners, there's a big unit and there's a small unit. The small unit, the one that takes care of the upstairs, it's blowing, but it's not blowing as cold. And so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get ahead of the game, because you know that week's coming. Okay, in July or August, we're going to have that week where it's 100 degrees, and the last thing I want is for the air conditioner to conk out. So I'm trying to be proactive, and you're sitting there, you're shaming me right now.
I just want you to make a bigger doggy door for the front entrance so I can get through the first time. You know, instead of having to almost through.
Now, you're doing the right thing, because when it turns 100 and you try to get an appointment, they're like, hey, we're booked up. Sorry, brother.
Yep. So, you know what? That's why. So he said, I have a feeling what it is, because he's familiar with it. And I said, so am I going to have to get a new one? Because that my first assumption is I'm going to have to get a new one. He was like, no.
When you talk to him on the phone, do you use your Sean Baligian voice, or do you go, sir, I'm going to request that you bring that immediately? Like,
You're shaming me. You are right now. You are shaming me publicly.
We use the fans at our house, the hand fans, and we have the children hold their breath, because when you breathe hot air, it makes it hotter in the house.
And just so you know, I actually have 2 houses.
A 2-fish?
No, this is you.
No, I'm saying and you. You're like Brutus over there, sticking the knife in my back.
I actually have one with
Notice
Bluefield
who's
as
not
well.
sticking a knife in his back. That would be me.
Notice who's coming over for some ribs.
And I have a cottage in
There's going to be
Muskegon.
one person in this room that comes over for ribs. Well, no, Kennedy's kept her trap shut.
Not just ribs, UP ribs.
Oh, but Kenny, you don't eat ribs. Yeah, I'll have to find some vegan
And I also
ribs.
have a mansion in LA where my son's going to be.
But you know what? You remind me something how our lives have changed.
Yeah.
Don't we have to make an appointment for everything? For instance, my wife's car is having electrical problems.
Mm-hmm.
So I called up this service, and they said, okay, you can't just bring the car in. You got to make an appointment. Today is Monday. The appointment is for a week from tomorrow. So in other words, I'm taking her car in 8 days from now. That's the soonest they could bring her in. When we were in the Bay Area for my daughter's graduation, I thought about taking a day trip to Yosemite National Park. You just can't show up. You got to make an appointment.
What?
You got to make an appointment to go to a damn national park to see waterfalls and rock slides.
What happened to our taxes?
Well, Art, we're going to be here for a while. Where do you want me to
just go
start?
in? You can't just like, hey, I'm here. No?
No.
Where is the park in?
Yosemite,
Yeah.
California.
Okay, it's probably COVID related, right?
Yeah, it's COVID related.
Oh, is
but
it?
you know what?
Because they want to make
If
sure they
you
check your
are
temperature
outside
and.
in a national park where you know what the most living creatures are? Birds and bears. How are you going to catch COVID in a situation like that?
Thank you.
I want to correct you. They just came out with news that said that bears and birds. I can't even bullshit my way through it.
That's bullshit. They don't have COVID. So we got to vaccinate bears and
Should
birds.
vaccinate the Bears,
Right now,
including
I'm not buying that
Smokey.
one.
Smokey's not dealing well with that news. He's not happy about it.
You know what's funny, Art? I'm sorry to bring. Remember when they said at first that pets can't get COVID? That was untrue.
Well, tigers too. There was a couple tigers in multiple zoos that ended up getting
Your
COVID.
buddy Rocket had it. Your buddy Rocket had COVID. Yeah.
That's why he's got that growl still.
That's why he's always pissed off at the world, that dumb dog. Thank you, Mark. Congratulations. You're a successful man who did the right things. Don't listen to Art. Yes. Yes.
I live in a trailer and my AC barely works.
I'm not gonna. Oh, Terry.
My air works.
Guys
That's all
like
gotta
you
say.
and I, we've been through the wars. Damn it, I'm not
I
gonna
know.
apologize
I'm not
for
saying
anything.
that. I'm just saying, like, you do it all the time. Like, next week I'm getting 3 air conditioners and I'm gonna put one on the roof. And then it's, oh, no big deal. Just getting in my brand new truck. We get it, Sean.
And I have a gold plaque coming in LA where I'm gonna place it right on
It's
the
not
front
his
door.
brand new truck. It's, I got to stroll around in my gray Yukon.
I can fit your Kia in the back of my Ford, peasant.
And I'm gonna
How
make
dare
it
you.
7 racks of ribs to go with my mansion in LA.
I'm Sean Baligian, Art. I could cart your house around in the back of my truck.
See, it's contagious. See, Terry was with me, but now look, he's been infected.
I'm being bad.
He's been infected. I do not do it all the time, and that's unfair, Art. Am I okay? From now on, I'm just not. I didn't get a new truck. I didn't buy my daughter a new car. I didn't. No, nothing.
You told me when I was at your house, you mongrel using gasoline. My daughter only uses the cleanest electricity for her car.
Oh, you know this next thing? My name is Sean. This is my birthday. They didn't get me a birthday cake from Kroger or sheet cake. We went to Madame Toussaint's custom cake birthday cake house, where I got a 8-layer cake. It was 3 stories high.
And then he
That's
goes,
the
and
next
I
thing.
wasn't satisfied with that, so now I'm the owner of Kilwins. He just, it's always, I have 17 Wayne Gretzky cards.
And they're all autographed.
How is it? These are cards I collected when I'm a kid. You're shitting on me for that.
Oh, let me check 18.
I do not have that many.
We can go to break now. I'm too poor to press the button.
All right, speaking of hockey, what a horrible segue. Some great action over the weekend. We will get into that. Don't you go anywhere. Which one is next? Baseball in full swing. NBA playoffs, Stanley Cup playoffs. It's been outstanding so far. You can make each and every series matter by having a stake in the game at mybookie.ag. Now, regardless of whether you're betting favorites or underdogs, player prop bets, or just looking to make some cash, MyBookie gives you tons of options to make all your favorite matches a heck of a lot more exciting. And if you're looking to bet for the first time but you don't know exactly what to bet on, they are there to help point you in the right direction. Like how many times Art's going to be mean to me. I invite him over my house, I feed him, I send him home with food, but he still craps on me. Surely you can find odds on that. Just go to mybookie.ag, sign up now, and use promo code Woodward to get your first deposit match halfway up to $1,000. Let them know that we sent you, and use promo code Woodward to get that free deposit bonus and start your day off with a W. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Some great action in the Stanley Cup playoffs as well. Both series tied at 2 games apiece. Get your thoughts when we come back. This is Woodward Sports.
Morning, Art.
Morning, D-Mac.
Great action in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Terry, I know you have been watching. I don't know how much of it you caught over the weekend, but really, in my humble opinion, 3 phenomenal hockey games over the weekend. 3.
I got behind this weekend because there was other things on the agenda, so I missed this weekend. But I've been reading up on them. It looks like some very good. Usually because the way the Stanley Cup playoffs started, with every game going into overtime, you would think it would peter out, but it hasn't.
Nope.
And the sad thing for me is I don't like when teams get eliminated. I'm like, damn, I miss this team. They're a bunch of assholes that kind of grow on you, and then they're gone.
Yeah. It was interesting. So Friday night, in case you missed it, Vegas was all over the Habs. And all over the Habs. And it was Carey Price was at his absolute best. And then, Art, I don't know if you have the fluff. I probably should have checked to see if you have the video, but Marc-Andre Fleury came out of his net to play the puck, and there is absolutely no other way to say it. He put it a perfect pass on the stick of a Habs player with a wide open net with 2 minutes to go in the game. You know how the goalie comes around to play the puck around? You could tell he got caught in no man's land, meaning, do I move the puck to the left? Do I move the puck to the right? So instead, he did the worst thing. He did nothing. He shuffled his feet. It deflected off his stick between his legs right out in front of the net where the guy just backhanded it into the net. And when something like that happens, you normally say, okay, it's just a matter of time before the Canadians get the next one. And then the same player got the next one to win that game. Well, fast forward, I'll get to the Islanders in just a second. Fast forward to last night, Pete DeBoer, who used to coach right here in our area for the Plymouth Whalers, Pete DeBoer made the call to yank his goaltender, Marc-Andre Fleury, one of the best in the league. He made the call to you didn't have to show that goal, you asshole. Motherfucker. But oh yeah, show it again, Art. Hey, why didn't you put it on loop the rest of the show, dickhead?
I'm sorry.
Fuck off.
I'm sorry.
What an ass.
Sorry.
So
this show is spicy.
Yeah, look, there they are celebrating. Yeah.
I didn't have this planned.
Let's see him do the little hand thing that they always do after goals.
So Marc-Andre Fleury got yanked last night. They put in their backup Robert Leonard, and so Pete DeBoer took a lot of crap for that. And boy, oh boy, did it work out. He stood on top of his head last night, and as you could see with that goal, just in case people didn't see it, can you play it 8 more times for everybody out there? A minute and hey, there he is, my buddy Art. Remember that Tiger game we were going to?
That's canceled.
No, yeah. Oh, there's going to be a lot of canceling. No, it was Vegas' turn to score late to tie the game. They scored with about 9 minutes left, and then last night, that was a sweet move. A lot of patience by a Quebecois, a young man playing in his home province, and they knock off the Habs by a score of 2-1 in overtime. So that series is tied now, heading back to Vegas tomorrow night. But it's been a phenomenal series so far. It really has been.
Jake said, Art's like, I'm going to play the clip once for each AC you have, Sean.
What about the mess-up goal that Montreal scored?
You should find the Marc-Andre Fleury goal. Really, I'm sorry. I should have asked you to do it ahead of time. Right. I'm openly calling myself out right now.
Well,
Art and Kennedy, I want to apologize to you publicly.
Hang on, we've never had accountability on this show, so please hold while I react.
All right, well, I'm being accountable right now.
Well, I stand correct. I did see that game. That was the only game I saw this weekend, but I didn't consider Friday the weekend for whatever reason.
Yeah, that was, in case you guys missed it, there's no other way to say it. Marc-Andre Fleury got caught in no man's land, and what do I do? What do I do? So he did the worst thing. He did nothing. And the puck just squirted between his legs right to Josh Anderson, and he scored. Fish.
Why don't you consider Friday night the weekend?
I have no idea. Because this weekend was Saturday and Sunday. Here we go. Whoops,
what are you doing?
Daisy.
Like, what are you doing? Now, you can play that again 8 more times if you want, Art. Watch this. All right, am I going left? Am I going right? He did nothing. Look at Josh Anderson. Nobody there. That guy hadn't scored in 17 years. And he got that one, and then he got the overtime winner. Phenomenal. It's been a great series. You are such a jerk.
Did my man think he was a left winger or something?
You are such a jerk. Hey, look at now watch what? Wait, boom. You're a jerk.
Well, he's just trying to show both sides. That's all.
I'm sorry.
I was watching a game with my son, and it's really funny because, like, he knows, just leave Dad alone for a minute because I still get a little emotional. And then he goes, Dad, I just want you to know, in my group text of friends, they always like to know how you're reacting and everything. And I said, well, what did you say? And he said, I've never heard as many F-bombs dropped in a 15-second span as you just did. And I just, it sucks. What do you do?
A swear jar.
I do. We did have the swear jar at home, but the funny thing about the swear jar at home, this is a true story. It wasn't me. When they were little, I never swore around the kids when they were little. Never, ever, ever.
No, I'm just saying during Hab games. Have a
I
swear
should.
jar.
Yeah.
Calm you down a little bit.
Well, now, I don't know how else to say it. You know, they're 21 and 16, so they.
Yeah, still, but they could give them the money.
I try not to do it at home. I do. I still try not to do it at home. Do you get crap at home?
No.
No.
What? I only cuss by myself.
Really?
Yeah, I don't cuss around them.
Wish I could say the same.
I don't cuss at them. Don't cuss around them.
Never. No, never. I never did that. All right, I told you we had a rule in our house. If you swore, you had to drink vinegar. And so for years they would try to get me to swear, and I was like, not going to happen. And finally in I can tell you exactly when it was. It was the play, Michigan State. I started yelping, oh my bleep, holy bleep, blatant trouble with the snap. I'm sure you guys are familiar with it. And my daughter, the whole time, she's sitting in the back room going, vinegar, you're finally drinking vinegar and all that. And I said, I'll drink vinegar over that play. You kidding me? Yeah, gleefully, I'll drink vinegar. But yeah, so I never did it in front of the kids or anything. Like, it just never. I don't know why. I just
my wife is a bad
it.
Spartan. She has played Trouble with the Snap, I swear, probably 500 times since that happened.
Really?
Yes.
Still can't believe that happened.
Do you, when you drop money into the swear jar, is it like gold nuggets or diamonds? Or is it?
He's not gonna let up.
It's wings, Art. Wings.
Oh, the ones that you drop off the balcony and I'm supposed to catch them with my mouth.
Wings that you will never eat again. Never.
Fish, why would you say such hurtful stuff about Sean?
You know, it just comes out.
Yeah, thank you.
It just happens. The
Hey, I hope you enjoyed being over my house, Fish, because you're never getting invited again either.
Well, you know what happens.
Mr. Fish can come.
Habs, you know.
Mr. Fish can come.
Who would have thought Kennedy would be the good one today?
I have to find vegan. That's the only thing with
just
Kennedy.
Give her
Kennedy
paper.
just stays out of everybody's way.
Put ketchup
Just
on paper.
knows.
It's the same thing.
Everybody's friend.
Kenny, does Sean drop $100 bills in his swear jar at home?
I'm confused why we're surprised that I'm not being problematic.
Oh, I was just, I think
Is
we
that
can go
the
to
term,
break.
problematic?
Go to break, Sean! Go to break!
Okay, I'll remember this.
Oh, God.
Remember when Art said he was tired and not in a good mood today? I missed that, Art.
You guys put me in a good mood.
I know, but you know what? I want tired, not in a good mood, just sitting in the other room, half asleep, Art,
Just
right now.
say the C word 3 times. I'll shut up.
Chad.
Oh, you.
I couldn't figure out what he meant for a second.
I was afraid to think about what he was thinking.
Oh, no, not that other C word.
Okay.
My grandkid hit me.
Islanders Tampa on Saturday was just a phenomenal game, and I'm sure you guys have seen it by now. Islanders jump out to a lead. Tampa scores a couple quick goals, and then this happened. God love them. Is that, Art, show that again. Absolute game saver. Look at that. Defenseman coming in, risking his face, his jaw, his upper body, making that stop with literally a second on the clock. Just absolutely beautiful. And Terry, I don't know how much of that game you saw, but it was like when Tampa
He looked like one of those goalies in bubble hockey. He did. If you look at it again.
When Tampa got the first 2 goals, it was just a question of when they got the next 2. Forget about tying the game. It was a question of when they got the next 2. And Islanders held them off, and that play with 1 second left gave them a 2-2 tie, and both series are tied in the Stanley Cup version of the Final Four. And they're anybody's series. They really are. If you've watched those series, I don't know how anybody could come away with saying that any team has been the best team. Both of those series have been unique.
They haven't. But, however, I will say this. How come Tampa's not just kicking the Islanders' ass? I'll tell you why.
I can't wait to hear this because I have a theory, too.
The Islanders are like just a bunch of rats. You know, they're just there. They're annoying. Shit starters. That's what they are.
I've not seen a team in a long time play with, I know this is a buzzword in hockey, but to your point, Terry, play with the structure that they do. Because they're all a bunch of rats. Mm-hmm. And nobody's saying, I'm going to be the star tonight. Nobody, right. The whole team literally sits back and says, I know what role I have to play. I know what I have to do. I believe in the system that our coach has employed. Barry Trotz is arguably the best players coach in all of sports. I mean, ask anybody who's played hockey, and in particular played for him. They swear by him. And so, therefore, Terry, they are a bunch of rats, and there's not one person in there that thinks that they have 2 air conditioning units.
Although they probably all do.
Oh, you got me, Art. But they, like, honestly, they are. It's fascinating to watch because I think there are a couple players on that team, Terry, that could be quote unquote star players, but they play their role. They play as if they are 23 rats, and it's fascinating to watch. They're just a fun watch.
Right, they are.
It's hard not to root for them.
Right, but I think in the grand scheme of things, Tampa should just beat their asses, but they can't.
Yep.
There's no way you can beat it.
I still think
somebody
Tampa's
believes in the system, in hockey, you know, upsets happen more often than they do in the NBA finals.
No, absolutely true. Hey, you know what, Art? I just decided right off the top of my head. If you type in Art on Facebook right now, we'll get you qualified for the $25K kick for crypto.
Don't do that.
The first person to type in Art.
There's been complaints that my name is mentioned too much on the show.
A-R-T will get you registered, okay? If you want that opportunity to kick for $25K in crypto, Kenny Burke is the winner. He's the first one that did.
Good job,
Congratulations, Kenny.
You know what would be more fun?
What's that?
If you had Art is blank.
Oh God! Don't do
We're
that.
We're gonna save that for a rainy day.
Don't
now,
do
aren't
that.
we?
Oh.
We are absolutely, positively gonna save that for a rainy day. Kennedy, I'm intrigued. I purposely did not ask you about this. Okay, so Kennedy sends the what is it? Show plan or prep, whatever the hell it's called. No, Kennedy. There's nothing to be worried about. So this is what Kennedy put on her sheet. This will be the tease going into the break. The Lions sign wide receiver Chad Hensen. Many are annoyed at this pickup. Are you? I can't wait to hear why people are annoyed.
Yeah,
at this.
who's annoyed?
I really want it because I think this will play to a greater point that Terry and I have had about the strange place that Lions fans are at right now. I think. I don't know. I'm going to guess, but that's where it's going to be. Art, I have one more read. Why don't I take care of it right now?
That would be fine, Mr. Baligian.
Can I tell you about my friends? And I do mean my friends. My next door neighbor, George, is the guy behind 8 Mile Vodka. 8 Mile Vodka, born in Detroit, distilled in single 90-liter batches to allow for optimal quality control and care, then carbon filtered, aerated, and bottled at the perfect time to produce a subtle taste with a smooth finish and a character all its own. It's an exceptional premium vodka that can be chilled and enjoyed straight or mixed to create an exceptional cocktail. I got card weekend coming up. You bet we'll have some 8 Mile Vodka on hand when we have our card game. Now, next time you're out, ask your bartender for an 8 Mile Vodka or pick up a bottle at Meijer. And as always, drink responsibly. Art, you are not coming over my house for a card game. You are not coming over my house for wings. You are not coming over my house.
I have an apology coming up after the break.
Terry Foster, Sean Baligian, Woodward Sports.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We're recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10 and a half months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
Hire a graduate
of Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
I am so surprised. You come this close every time to blurting something out, but you stop yourself, and I give you full credit for that.
Art's like a wet hornet today. I don't know what's up with him, man.
I'm feisty. I didn't sleep last night. The
Art
thunderstorms.
gets mad at me. So there are two things that I do during the course of the year, Terry. I get together with all my friends from my neighborhood, and we watch the Halloween movies together. And it's our time. I mean, we're talking about guys that have known each other for 47 years.
We've known each other 47 years in the span of a couple months, Sean. We have grown amazingly together.
So Art wants an invite to that, and I told him no. And so he's mad at me. And then I have a card weekend with some of my old hockey buddies where literally it's the only time that we see each other all year. So guys are coming from all over the United States, and like I go, come on in. You can stay. You don't have to get a hotel. You can stay at my house, whatever. Let's just have a good time. We go to a Tiger game, and the only thing that breaks up the time that we go to the Tiger game is the only thing that breaks up our cards. Like, Terry, we start playing cards at like 10 o'clock on Friday night. We don't stop till the wee early Sunday morning. The only break that we take is to go to a Tiger game together, right?
And you don't sleep.
Maybe a little bit. It depends how we're all doing. But we play, it's just our thing. So Art's mad at me because I'm not inviting him and Justin over for that. I said, I will have a separate card game. Like, Terry, serious, come over. You and I will barbecue. I have a couple of smokers. You can do something on one of my smokers. Okay. I'll do something on my others. Come over. We'll play cards. But you're not coming to that one.
Yeah, Art, stand down on this one.
Yeah, why don't you just tell me you and Uncle Bob Sr. are going on the boat together, too?
We're not.
Unbelievable. Hanging out with Gretchen this weekend, too?
That would be like every year.
That was a trigger.
I hang out with my CMU friends. We go and drink and do stupid stuff, right? That would just be like me. So I got to invite Art. Why?
No.
Why, Terry? What are you doing?
No, because there's certain things.
I want to be a part of something.
You're not a part of that. If he says, hey, let me get my buddies from Woodward Sports, then you should be in part of that.
Ryan says Batman doesn't invite his butler. Ryan's the best. Ryan's the best.
That is true.
How did this start?
There's certain things you have a group.
That's exactly it.
But you
if
know
you're
what?
not part of the group.
That's the problem with this country, okay? We can't all come together and have fun. You got to have separatism. I can't.
Okay, you can't invite everybody.
No, that's what I'm saying. Just me and Justin, because Justin's my boy.
You guys can come over for a card. I will have a card night.
So you can take our money so you can get a third air conditioner? $25 goes a long way.
That was uncalled for, and you should apologize and back down, young man.
Okay, Mr. Baligian, you did invite me to your house. You told me, do not speak unless spoken to. I tried petting your dog. He almost bit my hand off. He growled at me the whole time. The only nice person there was your daughter and your wife, who were like, Art, we feel so bad that you have to work with him. He's such a mean, evil man. No, I get it. I'm a little upset because I've always wanted to be a part of something. That's all.
You played catch for the first time in your life. There.
That's right.
And you didn't laugh at me. Joy did.
You are an integral part of Woodward Sports. So what else do you want?
There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that.
Kennedy.
No, Terry, I'm sorry. I am like my buddies, and you know how it is. Sorry, we're getting off on a tangent, okay? So what we do in October, my friends and I, we call it Loser Fest. Okay. Because like we go see, if there's a new movie like there's going to be this year, we go see the new movie, and then we go back to the old neighborhood, go to the Coney joint that's still in the old neighborhood, get our conies from there, and then go over my house, and we watch the movies all day, and we call it Loser Fest. And the way life is, we have to plan this like 6 months in advance, because it's not easy to just hey, we can all get together on this particular night. And so that's the same thing with the card game. Like, it's this Saturday, and I'm telling you point blank, just in case there's a Game 7, guess what? All these guys are going to be over at my house for Game 7, which breaks one of my rules. We've talked about that. So what am I going to do? I'm going to do the same thing that I did when you and Justin were over at my house. I'm not allowed to watch a game if that happens. Because I'm not going to watch in front of the... But because we planned this like back in January, and I don't know how you and your CMU boys do it, you have to plan it months in advance. That's just the way it is.
Because everybody has schedules.
Yep.
Everybody can't come at the same time. You got to coordinate a bunch of people's lives together. And when it happens, it just happens.
Yep. All right, Kennedy, I'm intrigued. I didn't see any of this. So in case you missed it before we went to break... Kennedy, in our show prep email last night, said the Lions signed wide receiver Chad Hensen. Many are annoyed at this pickup. Are you? Now,
you know what my first reaction was? Who is Chad Hensen?
Exactly. I think I have the answer to this, but I want to hear it. I want to hear it from Kennedy. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I think it's a few things. So it's been around the rumor mill that he was boys with Goff in college and that he had like one decent college season and that we're banking on them to have this special connection.
No, we're talking about Chad Hensen, not Chris Durham, but go on.
No, people are... Hansen... What? Yeah, no, I don't know what you're talking about.
Remember Stafford's BFF?
Oh.
Came here for a little while?
I was like,
Go ahead.
Was lost. But I think they think that the Lions are banking on that. And then, I mean, I saw some, like, crazy comments, like, we should be, like, finding people more like Julio Jones and, like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, hey, that's not going to happen right now. But I think people are thinking that they're trying to build based on Goff's.
Terry, tell me if this sounds familiar.
I don't know.
Do you know what the problem is? And I know you and I have talked about it before, but this is exactly what my mindset is. There are human beings, living, breathing organisms right now that think that Antonio Brown or Julio Jones, or maybe we can talk Calvin to come out of retirement and come. There are human beings that think that would be the difference maker.
It's absurd.
And number one, that they would want to come here, and number two, that the Lions are this close.
That's the number one thing, that they want to come here.
Right.
Why would Julio Jones want to come to Detroit? He's leaving Atlanta because Atlanta is rebuilding. What the hell are the Lions doing? Rebuilding. And he'll take up too much money on the cap. He'll come here and be pissed after 5 or 6 weeks. And then we'll have Julio Jones says that, you know, Dan Campbell is an idiot. Holmes shouldn't be a GM. Get me the fuck out of here. That's what you're going to get if you try to sign, if they tried to sign him to come here.
What people still have the problem with right now, and I'm sorry, here comes bad guy Sean again. What the people still have a problem with right now is they are thinking in terms of wins and losses and not looking at the long game here. And there's nothing that I can say that is going to convince you of that, and I understand that, but I'm not doing my job. I think, Terry, we are not doing our job if we don't, every time something like this comes up, if we don't point that out. Your mistake, if you're one of those people, your mistake is trying to put the cart in front of the horse with this football team. This team is 2 years at the very least, away. And they're operating as if they're 2 years at the very least away. And I'm totally cool with it.
You got a man who can actually draft. Let him do his job.
Yes. Give him a little bit of time.
Guys I think they finished 9-8.
I know Lion fans, like, if there's any fan base that deserves to not hear the word patience again, it's the Detroit Lions. Guys, if you can't figure out where this franchise is right now, you're not paying attention. I'm sorry.
Deshaun nails it. He says, the Lions are rebuilding. We don't need superstars. We need development.
Thank you. Absolutely. So what do I know about Chad Hensen? I'll defer to my pal Terry Foster.
No, you
won't. I don't
won't.
know a damn thing. I don't know a damn thing about him. I don't know the first thing about him. You know what? I know what I read. And you know what? To be honest with you, he sounds like a great fit here. Because he's nothing. And this season's going to be nothing. Get it through your thick skull. That's a good thing. All right.
Now you're yelling at the guy on the freeway. Stop it.
I am. I'm sorry.
9 wins. 9 wins.
Stop it. You don't want 9 wins.
You don't want it.
Look at that look.
Fudge.
There
I
we
stopped myself. See?
Yeah.
That's
progress.
You don't want it. Could you imagine being up there? Okay, what is it? Kennedy, what was yesterday? June 20th? Could you imagine it's June 20th? It's a nice date. Man, I can't believe it. What are you upset about? The Lions signed Chad Hensen. The fuck?
But look at this play, though.
I approve of this message.
It's a nice play.
Sign him.
Yeah.
I will say I could only find 2 plays total.
I think that's his only career touchdown, actually, isn't it? Doesn't he have like 1 career touchdown?
I keep wanting to type in Chris Hansen.
Like, I'm not joking. I think he's got 1 career touchdown. And he was wide open, so you got to make that catch, I guess.
Well, got great separation. Nobody can stay with him.
So throughout his career, these stats are 26 receiving yards, or 26 receptions, in his career, 330 yards. He has had 1 touchdown. It was in 2020. And, yeah.
You know what I want to see this year? I want to see Cephas take the next step because Corey had a nice piece about it. If you've listened to me at all in the last year, I like that kid a lot. I do. Do I think he's going to become a 1A or anything like that? No, but I think he's a nice piece to have as part of. I mean, Terry, it's receiving ensembles now in the National Football League, okay? And I think that Q could be a good part of a receiving ensemble, and I think that Amon-Ra could as well. I mean, I think that kid, especially with the chip on his shoulder, they're nice pieces. They're gonna need a stud. I don't think either one of those guys play the role of a stud, but I think they're 2 nice pieces to have. You know, when you're starting up, and that's exactly where the Lions are. They're young players that need to develop, and when you're starting up, and that's where the Lions are at right now.
Yeah, I'm excited about Perriman only because I used to fight with his father when he was here.
He was great.
He was hilarious.
He was great.
Yes, indeed.
Kenny
that
did
whole
say,
section of the locker room, Terry, where the you guys were, after a loss, Killer told me, he goes, you want good quotes, go down there. So you had Blades, and you had Perriman, and you had all those guys from the U that would just start chirping. Some great quotes,
Kenny's saying we're going 16-1 with this signing, and I agree.
Kenny doesn't believe that.
Kenny was our crypto winner.
I know.
So he could probably kick a better field goal, too. I'm just joking.
But unfortunately, I think the bigger problem is here, Kennedy, and you hit on it. I really think there are people out there that expect the Lions to make some big splash. It's not happening. Their big splash is going to come in the draft, man. And then you know what? In a couple of years, Terry, I'll use your analogy. I thought it was a good analogy. You're laying the concrete right now, and you took it a step further. Making those walls. I'll go pick up the big screen later. I'll put in the bar later. You're actually building something here, which is the way National Football League teams should operate.
Yeah, just because you got rid of a bad coach doesn't mean you're going to be a great team the next year. For whatever reason, we keep telling people this franchise is devoid of talent, but then the fan base is like, no, they're not that far off. They're like this. They need a couple pieces, and they'll be okay. I know you're saying they're going to win 5 games. I think they're going to win 8. No, that's the mentality out there. And this is why I get in trouble. I want to tell you, the reason you got me in trouble with someone on Twitter, you allow me on your show to say this: Lion fans are stupid, and I stand by it because that's what they do. We're always right there.
Yep.
There's Green Bay, and we're just right there, right behind them. No, you're not.
I think healing yourself of it is almost like a 12-step process. I really do, because Many years ago, I told myself I'm not going to allow myself to be fooled by this team again, and they're not going to ruin my Sundays anymore. And I've been true with that. But, Terry, I openly admit, Bob Quinn spoke with such conviction, and the ideas that he had for this team sounded so sound that on the eve of training camp in 2018, when, you have to remember, they made the playoffs at 9-7, then missed the playoffs at 9-7, and then he got his guy. He got the guy that he wanted. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. He got the guy that he wanted from day one. And when Bob Quinn looked me square in the eye the night before camp started and said, "We're this close," I believed him. Shame on me.
Yeah, shame on me.
Shame on me.
Just about to say that.
Shame on me.
Shame on. Bob Quinn's a good actor. And how many failures have we seen come out of the Patriots organization? How great was Bill Belichick without his quarterback? They're scrambling now.
He's under 500 as a coach without Tom Brady. I don't know if people are aware of that.
Yeah.
Legitimately, his record without Tom Brady is under 500.
How do you do in Cleveland?
I had that one playoff year. Remember, they had that one little magical playoff year, and then it all fell apart.
Right.
Yep.
The grand scheme of things, he needs his quarterback, and the people that come out of that system basically fail.
Do you remember, Art? Do you remember? I think the last time we talked about this, Terry and I were talking about the people out there like our boy Stick.
Poor Stick.
Well, 9-8 really isn't that. It isn't that impossible and everything. And in fairness to Stick, he brought it back down. But I've had this conversation with Joik in particular, Terry, and Joik has said many times on this show, are there really people out there that honestly think that they're going to go 9-8 or 10-7 or 11-6? Ladies and gentlemen, Exhibit A, Mash, M-A-S-C-H on Facebook. 9-8 is not a big splash. It's quite possible it could happen.
Okay, let's say it happens. What does it get you?
Pick 20 in the NFL draft. So
Right.
you have the Rams pick 28, 9, 30, 31, God forbid 32, and the Lions have a 20th overall pick.
Right. And you may or may not make the playoffs. And if you do make the playoffs, you're gone in 1 week.
In an instant.
Now, what does 5 and 12 get you?
I just
What? You always do.
Like a rat waiting to steal somebody's cheese.
I just don't get why, preying on a team's downfall and being realistic, there's a very thin line with you guys. You guys are being realistic, and I respect that, but you're also, you're preying on a downfall. I understand we don't have the best lineup right now. It's not great, okay?
But it's by design.
He's not respecting us.
It's art. It's by. If you can't, again, I mean, look at what they're doing. Look who
Brother man, Art just lied to us. He said, I hear what you're saying and I respect it. No, he doesn't. It's just like the Michigan football players who are trying to defend Bo Schembechler by saying, well, we respect the victims, but this is not what Bo would do, not the Bo I know. They don't respect the victims. They're calling the victims liars, and they're hiding behind this. They're not even saying, well, Bo didn't do this. They're saying, well, the Bo I know would never do something like this. That's a little caveat that they're slipping in.
Yeah. Then don't watch. Then don't watch.
He just did that to us.
Just don't watch.
He just basically said, I respect what you're saying, but you're both full of shit.
Why would you want to watch a team that you know is going to suck? Why? What's the point? Why even talk? Oh, they're going to suck. We'll see them in 2 years, right?
Why have we watched them for filling your age?
I understand that, but this year, again, I've said it till I'm blue in the face. There's been so many changes from the front office to the new quarterback to get excited.
How long have you been watching the Lions?
Not as long as you, Terry.
No. Give me an answer. How long have you been watching the Lions?
As a dedicated watch every game, I would say 3-4 years.
3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
How many of those 3 or 4 years have they been good?
Well, I mean, that answer could go all the way back to 57.
None. And you're still watching. So if they suck for another year or two, you're still going to watch, and they're going to lose you.
Both things can be true. I can be excited about the future and also realize that this is not a good football team. Both things can be true, and both things are true. Because, honestly, they know they're not good. So they're operating like a team that says, you know what? We stink. We need to build this the right way. We need to get some draft choices. We need to build this bit by bit. We have a receiving core that has 2 young players that don't have a lot of experience. We don't have a linebacking core. I mean, we have a couple of young cornerbacks that quite frankly, were skull bleeped under the previous regime. I'm okay with it. I can't stress it to you enough. You are not going to hear me complain about how bad this team is this year.
I hope
For the first time in my life, honestly, I'm not going to complain about how bad this team is.
I hope not.
No, you'll slip and complain.
I probably will.
You will slip and complain.
I
but
probably will.
the thing that you need to look at as a Lions fan artist is the organization sound? Are they making sound moves for the future? Are these moves that are going to make them a good football team in the future? For the very first time in my life, and I've been here for a million years, I think they got what it takes to be good in the future. Not this year.
In the future.
Not next year. Future.
Art, for the first time in my life, this is a franchise that is looking in the mirror and not seeing Brad Pitt or Denzel Washington. They're looking in the mirror and they see Sean Baligian. And they go, that's an ugly look, bro. We got to do something about that in a couple of years. And you know what? They're working on it. So they're going to get me a tummy tuck.
Right.
They're going to get me some nice duds. And in a couple of years, golly gee, I'm going to look like a princess.
Let me, and just to do a comparison. So with being the MMA guy here, if a fighter loses, I don't give up on him. If a fighter has 2 losses, I don't give up on him. If they have 3, I start to worry a little bit, but I hope for a comeback. Why can't you guys use that same logic with the Lions? Because it's happened since decades and decades and decades.
Right.
And I get it. But just for once, you guys have both admitted there's changes coming, it's happening, and everything. And then it's like, but they're still going to suck. They're still going to be shit. Like,
Okay, all right, stop. I'm not going to call you young, but you have a young mind. There's an old saying, brother man, Rome wasn't built in a day. Now, you can go 2 ways. You can fake a team and put it together with flawed parts, and you can get your 9 wins. But guess what? That team will win 6 games the next year, 5 games the following year, maybe 7 or 8, but you're going nowhere. But if you build it the right way with young pieces that are not ready to become primetime players, but you know in 2 or 3 years they will be, guess what? That 4-win season turns into 9 wins, turns into 11 wins, turns into playoff victories, possibly a championship. That's what you have to look for. The big mistake Lions and players and fans make is they say, this team can win games. Who gives a fuck? So you can win games. You should be thinking championships.
Why are you playing the game? I'll play the role of art.
Right. You're thinking small.
My trailer.
You're thinking small. Feeble.
Someone said that I'm comparing it to Conor McGregor. No, Conor McGregor has championships.
Can I, you know what? The Dallas Cowboys in the late 80s, after being like this really good franchise for a while, but they hadn't won in a while, Jerry Jones came in and literally blew that thing up. They fired their longtime legendary coach, Tom Landry, and Jimmy Johnson came in and almost immediately traded their only asset, a guy by the name of Herschel Walker.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely fleeced the Minnesota Vikings. But then guess what? You had a young Troy Aikman, you had a young Michael Irvin, you had a young Emmitt Smith, you had a young Rod Woodson, Darren Woodson. You had all these young pieces that Terry could tell you they struggled for a couple years.
Right.
In fact, they lost to the Detroit Lions.
No, they didn't lose. They got their asses kicked by the Detroit Lions.
Kicked by the Detroit Lions in the playoffs. And there was a certain broadcaster who said during the game, John, I think we're looking at the two teams of the 90s. And then you know what happened from that point on? It's really crazy. The Lions didn't win a fucking thing the rest of the decade, and the Cowboys went on to win 3 Super Bowls. That's how you build a team. That's how you build a team. Not with paste, not with tape. You build a team through the draft, not by picking up Jared Goff.
Hey, Sean, do you know what my saying is?
What?
That hurt people, and maybe you're just hurt. Maybe you and Terry are just hurt. The Lions have hurt you so much that you need to believe like Adam and I do. We believe in the Lions. We want them to do great. They're going to have 9, 10, possibly 11 wins.
I'm so glad that Adam's in the room right now because I'm not getting through to you, so I'm going to evoke the name Chad and I'm going to invoke the name Adam because those are the only things that you respond to.
We can go to break, please.
You know what he never listens to when we say? They've got the organization in place. We think the future is bright. That goes right over his head. And he said, well, how come you guys don't think they're going to win 9 games
You want
this
it all
year?
and you want it now, and it's not
Art's
going
a
to happen.
delusional idiot, just like 90% of Detroit Lions fans.
Can we go to break? I can't handle
Lion fans stupid.
They're very stupid.
Thank you.
Thank you.
They're uneducated and they're stupid. And they
wow, the positivity in this room is amazing.
They use way too much emotion in their way of thinking.
Cupcakes and lollipops in here. You guys are filled with...
It's the same reason Lions fans will tell me that Jim Caldwell's 9-7 season was phenomenal when they won 8 of them on a last-second drive.
You know what?
That's why I love having him in here. Terry, I had that argument. Like, I was by myself in this room, and all these people are, like, literally, like, it was so bad. Even Stick came in the other room, and Joik and Stick and Art are holding hands and singing Kumbaya and longing for 9 and 7.
I got a question for Terry.
It's insane.
I got a question for Terry and you, Sean.
Yes.
How hard is it to win a football game?
Let's talk about it after the break. We have to go to break. No, we have to.
All right.
We're like 12 minutes past the break. All right, Sean, this is where you say...
Woodward Sports!
Oh, God.
Bridge Street Exchange, downtown Fenton. I'm trying to find me a shirt. Ooh, look at these swimming shorts. What are you doing over there, Stick?
I'm trying to find me a drink. Ooh, look at these bonfire bitters.
Ready for summer.
Let's go.
You know, I want to make something crystal clear because I get it. Terry, the radio station that you worked for, a lot of people think of them as being negative and all that stuff.
No, they do?
This is not, and we went through it at another station that we were, I'm not being negative. I don't know what else to tell you. What part of what I'm saying isn't true? Are you ready? Let's go from the beginning. The Detroit Lions have been the worst NFL franchise in your life.
True.
Okay. The Detroit Lions, depending on how old you are, okay, have either won one playoff game in your life or no playoff games in your life.
True.
The Detroit Lions are a team right now that doesn't have a lot of talent.
True.
But we're gonna go 11-6, you dipshits.
I'm not being funny here.
But
do you want me to lie to you?
No. But what we've been saying is the future is bright.
Yes.
They finally got it right as far as an organization. But right here, right now, they're not good. And you know what? You don't want them to be good right now.
I like it. I like Dan Campbell. I like Brad Holmes. I like the fact that they're looking in the mirror, and again, they're not looking at Brad Pitt. They are seeing themselves for what they are. Ugly. And they're saying, we have to change that. But that change isn't going to happen overnight.
I think the problem with a majority of Lions fans, like, let's say, an Art, where you actually think they're going to win 8, 9, 10, 11 games. It's so hard to win a football game in the NFL, let alone winning it with no talent on the offensive side of the ball. Yes, you have an offensive line, but your strategy basically every game is we're going to run down the clock and hope to God we're in it. Because your defense isn't going to be day and night better than it was the year prior. Your run game is going to be much better, offensive line much better, but that's about it. No wide receivers, no talent. You're not going to move the ball downfield. If you fall behind early, it's going to get ugly. It's that simple.
You have a historically bad defense. Again, that's a factual statement. A historically bad defense. No matter what people say, You have downgraded at the quarterback position, okay? You have downgraded at the wide receiver position. If you want me to lie to you, Art, can we have a Rainbows and Lollipop show one day? You know what? We'll call it the lying segment, and we're going to talk about how great all our teams are. And Al Avila gets it now. The light bulb went on, and I wish I could do that. Honestly, I want to talk about good things. Do you know what is a good thing? And Terry keeps coming back to this. It's a good thing that this franchise has the people that they have in place right now. And in a couple of years, we are going to be talking about wins.
Right. Take your ass kicking like a man, emerge from the ashes, and be good.
Okay, so let me give you an alternative. We absolutely suck for the next 5 years. Then
No,
what?
I don't believe that.
So there is a glimmer of hope.
That's
and we
what we're
keep saying it, motherfucker. You don't listen to us. Damn. Throw your hat at him again. No. Next time,
Nobody
throw a brick
hears
at him.
that part.
No, but listen. You said in the next 2 to 3 years. What if it doesn't happen then? What if it's 4 or 5 years?
Well, then you know what? We have to have a conversation in 3 years. If we're the eve of the 2024 season, and the Lions have gone through 3 straight 5-12, 6-11 seasons, then we have to have a conversation and go,
So let me
What
ask
happened?
maybe these guys aren't the answer.
Let me ask you. I have never watched a team that I enjoy and said, I hope they suck. Now, I understand, I get that the narrative with the Lions is they suck. And it's true. It's a true narrative. I'm not saying it's not. But again, I've never realized until working for this network how many hateful Lion fans there are, how many depressed. You guys are hurt. You guys are hurt. Just be positive. Be
Why?
positive. Because you're saying
Why-
7 or 8
What
wins
do
is
you want me to
crazy.
be positive of?
You're saying 7
Are
or 8
we
wins is crazy.
supposed to be
Expand on the
positive or tell you the
positives. Go.
fucking truth?
I'm gonna shut up. Expand on the positives. Go.
Okay, so we have a whole new front office. Maybe not all new, but we have Dan Campbell. We have Deuce. We have a new quarterback.
Have we ever brought that up? I think we brought that up several times.
And I understand.
Okay, that's good. And
why sound like everybody else in this damn fucking market and just continue to shit on a team that is
not.
You are. But listen, and I understand you're saying like, oh well, 1 win is realistic. Well, maybe 2 wins.
5-12.
5-12.
5-12.
Then why watch?
I want to see some of the young players develop.
See you next season.
I want to watch some of the young players develop,
here's
and
my
I want
suggestion.
to look at that draft spot.
Can I suggest something as the sports expert that I am? I'm not, by the way. Why don't you just choose a different team for the next 2 years? Choose a different team. Go with Tampa Bay. They're
Never.
winning. No? So misery
Never.
loves company, and there's
Never.
no reason to fucking bitch then if you're just going to keep, they're going to suck, they're going to suck. Find a different team. Cover them, keep saying their ass and say, but you know what? My Packers are looking good this year.
You just said it again. You just said there's no reason to bitch. What part of what I said is false?
No, it's factual bitching.
That's not bitching.
But you know what?
Do you want me to lie?
No.
Jared Goff is great.
But he doesn't understand. You only see the finished product. You know what teams sucked? The Brooklyn Nets sucked. The Milwaukee Bucks sucked. The LA Lakers, even for a while, sucked. But guess what? They're on the top of their games now.
I do not believe in the totality of you're going to suck forever. I don't.
No.
I don't. I just don't. I refuse. If you get the right people in place, and I do think that Brad Holmes is the right people, I think you can change your fortunes. We grew up in an era. Are you ready for this? The Detroit Red Wings were abysmal.
Right.
Nobody went to Red Wing games, whether it be in Olympia or Joe Louis Arena. And you know what happened? It didn't happen overnight for Mr. Ilitch either. If he were here, he'd be the first person to tell you. But you get the right people in place, and by golly, they went from being arguably the worst franchise in the league to being the franchise that everybody envied for the past 25 years.
And guess what? If we were on this network back then, and someone asked me, well, how are the Wings going to do next year? So they're not going to do very well.
Kenny said, why are we watching if there is no hope? If you're talking about hope for next year, you're going to have to answer that question. I like watching football. I like watching the Lions. If you're saying there's no hope moving forward, I don't think you're paying attention. And you're certainly not listening to Terry and I, because I can't believe it. We're on the exact same page. I think think being the key and operative word, that they have the right people in place. And part of the reason why I think that is because these people aren't out there writing checks that they know damn well their team ain't going to cash on the field.
Do you think Gerald made the best point here, and we can move on? Lions fans are also very pessimistic. They're both. Would you agree with that?
I think once the losses start happening, I think that's a big thing. Once the losses start happening, Lions fans can also never ever say to one of those evil, dastardly media members that you're right. They can never. We're having this conversation now, and so when the Lions go 5-12 this year, it'll be interesting to see how many people say, "Boy, T, you were right. Hey, Sean, you were right."
Big Play
that
Jay.
never happens.
Big Play Jay says, I guess Art doesn't know, as being a Detroit Lions fan, you have Team B. From being on this show since January, I've never heard you mention. I heard you mention that you like Josh Allen, but do you guys have a Team B?
In my neighborhood, when we were kids, I can tell, like, I'll say their first names. I won't say their last names in case they don't want me to. Terry, I don't know if you were the same way. Every kid in my neighborhood had a Team B. Every single kid. Barry's was the Raiders. Dan's was the Cowboys. Todd and Ren, the brothers, were the Oilers. The Steelers were Eric. The Steelers were Joe. A kid down the street, Ron, loved the Falcons, like Steve Bartkowski, and I don't know why he liked the Falcons. Every kid in my neighborhood had a Team B because you knew when we were kids, the Lions weren't going to the playoffs.
Right.
So every kid in my neighborhood had a
A lot of kids I
Team
knew
B.
like the Steelers.
Yeah.
And some, even though they were a bad organization like the Browns, and probably because they're closer to Detroit. And then there's a bunch of Bear slappies. So, yeah, I mean, you get a Team B if you're in this town. But one more time, let me say it, because you're going to forget this. They've got the right organization in place, and I think their future is bright. Why can't you hear that?
I can hear that, and I understand that. Yes, I can. Here's my thing, though. That record prediction of 5-12, if they've made so many great changes, as you guys have said, then why not up that number to 6 or 7?
Because the changes are going to be for a couple of years from here. I'm going to give you an example. Ma Shah, who said 9-8 again, chimed in with, "I'll take the downgrade at quarterback. He's actually won fucking playoff games instead of the gifted arm quarterback that couldn't win shit in 12 years." You know what? That's the smartest thing you said. Absolutely. Couldn't agree with you more. Could not agree with you more. It was time to move on from Matthew Stafford, and you got a phenomenal package, okay? But you are an absolute moron, a moron with a capital M, if you think that package centerpiece was Jared Goff. You are not watching football. You are not paying attention. The part of that deal is the draft picks and bringing a guy in here who is going to be a good bridge to when they get the guy. So that is what I will 100% agree with you on, Ma. 100%. Make that deal 999 times out of 999. Couldn't agree with you more.
All right, let me ask Art some critical questions.
Oh, God.
Give me the 3 best MMA fighters right now.
Right now?
Just 3, not the 3 best, but 3 of the best.
John Jones, Israel Adesanya, Valentina Shevchenko.
How old are they?
John is 28. They're in their 20s, low 30s.
Okay. Would you have said they were the best MMA fighters when they were 21 years old?
Other than John Jones? Probably not.
Probably not. But
actually,
you could say, you know what? He's got potential. This guy's going to be on top of the world someday, but he's not there yet, right? Same thing with the Lions.
I just wish, I wish that, I understand your logic, and that's a great point, and the light bulb went off. I get it. Now we can move on. But I just wish that we had a little bit more faith in our hometown team instead of year after year shitting on them. I know that we went 0-16, and that was terrible, but that happened a while ago, guys.
Well, and you see, Art, and again, this is why Ma's a perfect example. I think people hear what they want to hear. I do. Okay? I love, capital L, love the deal that they made with Matthew Stafford. It's a great deal. It's a fantastic deal. And it's part of the reason why I really like Brad Holmes. But where it sounds like I differ from most people, I'm not looking at Jared Goff's best year, that was a few seasons ago, and saying, that guy's going to come here with less weapons and he's going to be even better. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm doing? I'm looking at his last 2 years with talent around him and how he was really just an average quarterback. Nah, you know what? I think I'm being mean to average. He was a turnover machine on a good team with good weapons, okay? But he's going to come to Detroit with less than weapons and all of a sudden not be that turnover machine. Yeah, like you're loony. I don't know how else to tell you that.
You're being positive now.
Okay. We done? Are we done?
Yes.
How many times
now
you gonna throw that damn
I'm
hat?
getting in the comments because I don't know exact ages of MMA fighters. I apologize. Terry,
Okay,
thank you.
but the bottom
I
line
got
is they're
the
not
point. Yes.
19, 20, or 21 years
Right,
old.
right.
All
I get that. Yes, sir.
You know what? I haven't
They've been
done it in a
allowed to
while,
develop.
You people are really pissing me off today with your stupidity.
Oh, God, make it stop.
Terry, you know what? No, you nailed it. People don't listen. They don't they only hear part of what I really like the direction of this franchise, okay? I really do. If you think it's going to culminate in a glorious season this year, you aren't paying attention. The only thing that Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes aren't doing is saying what Terry and I are saying it. I'm telling you right now, they know it. And they're fine with it just like I am. Hi, Kennedy.
Hi. I just have a question for you guys. So, the Lions suck. They've always sucked. The Pistons are sucking. The Tigers suck. The Wings suck. Why are people treating the Lions like it's such this big deal that they suck and that things are changing? Everyone's still excited about the Wings. They're seeing development there. People were at the beginning of the season excited about the Tigers. We had a lot of homers from rookies and things like that. Why are people less patient with the Lions and more apprehensive to get excited about that? And they're more focused on we need these wins, rather than, hey, let's watch these people grow.
You know
what
why?
I mean?
The Red Wings, the Tigers, and the Pistons have won something. They've won playoff series. They've won championships. You've got people in place, Steve Yzerman, Troy Weaver, that people believe in. The Lions have won nothing. The Lions have been one of the worst franchises in any sport. So that's why you get people that don't have faith in them. Now, here's what might happen. Some people are going to remember me saying, I think they're headed in the right direction if the Lions are 5-12 5 years from now. And you know what I'm going to say? I was wrong.
Yep.
My bad.
Yep.
I screwed up.
There it is.
I believed in this dumbass franchise for once in my life, and it's biting me in the ass. And that's okay. I'm a big boy.
You're going to be wrong.
But now what they're not hearing, Art, is me saying I think they're headed in the right direction. We're not going to see it for a while, but be patient and let them get their draft picks. You don't really want them to win a lot right now because it's devoid of talent. They need young, aggressive, hungry guys, which they're getting. But when you're 21 or 22 years old, you don't have the mentality, you don't have the experience, and you don't have the grit to be a championship caliber team. But that same player, at 27 or 28, might obtain that. And that's all I'm saying.
Well, and Kenny adds, everywhere Anthony Lynn goes, he leads his team in the top 5 of the league in running game. It changes my mind right away. They're going to go 13-4 this year. Well, wow, that was easy. Kenny, they might. Let's play pretend. They might. Okay? Forget that. I'm going full-fledged. They are. They're going to be a top 5 running team. Okay? Immediately. Does that change what they have on the defensive side of the ball? A historically bad defense that may have downgraded, to be honest with you. Does that change that? Does that change the fact that they don't have anything in the receiving corps? Does that change that? Does that change the fact that they have a turnover machine from the last couple of years as their quarterback? So you might be right. You might be right, okay? But it's going to be part of the process of getting to the point where I'm convinced they're going to be in a couple of years, okay? But if you are expecting it now, I think you're out your mind. I know you're out your mind. And I hope I hear from every one of you guys that have been shitting on me. You don't chirp as much when Terry's in here. You don't. Seriously. Full disclosure, y'all don't chirp as much as when Terry's in here. But every one of you better come apologizing to me, okay?
You'll never get that apology.
I've put up with this insanity for a good 6 months around here. Quite frankly, it's making me loony. 14-3, I'm going to turn into like an android or something. 14-3, haters die. Woodward Sports, time to break. Dumbasses.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. And at Hall Financial, we treat our clients like family. And our number one priority is giving each of our clients 5-star service.
He's acting
Our passion for 5-star service, combined with our expertise, allows us to find the best possible solution for refinancing your home loan. We take the time to focus on both the individual and the numbers. We're going to walk you through the process and close your loan in half the time of our competition. Go to davidhallmortgage.com today.
See, this Terry, Kenny added, keeps your defense off the field. Well, all game. And like I said, Goff is best off playoff action or off play action. Wow, he's been phenomenal the last couple of years. He's averaged a turnover a game. What do you want me to say? They have a really bad defense. Okay? They haven't done a lot to upgrade it. I think Akuta's going to take a step up. I like Oriarie. I do. I like the guy. They got a couple young pieces on the defensive line. They don't have a linebacking core. Terry, what should I say? How do I help them out?
Help him out. I think the defense is going to be slightly better for this one reason. Schematically.
I can agree with that.
Patricia was going for the bend but don't break defense. We're not going to put pressure on them. You can't win that way in the National Football League. Now, you're not going to stop people all the time, but if you have a mindset, I'm going to take the fucking football away from them now and then, you got a shot. And I think they're going to have that mindset. You know what? We're still going to get lit up. We're still going to give up 350, 400 yards a game. But guess what? We're going to get a couple turnovers. And we're going to give our offense a short field. To me, that's a victory. To me, that's a better defense.
Kenneth added, if they have a dominant run game this year, maybe they can control the clock and squeeze out a few more victories. You're right.
That is possible.
I agree with that. Yeah, that's. But again, let's go. What you people are mad at, okay? What you people are mad at is people like Terry and I are saying, you're a few more victories is in like 9-10 category. I mean, you're out your mind that way. So maybe instead of 5, they win 6. Maybe, Terry, maybe they go 7-11. Now, I think that's too high, but yeah, you're right. I love their offensive line. If Lynn is the difference that the other Kenny said, maybe you win a game more. Maybe you win a couple games more. But, again, I think the difference is you want people like Terry and I to jump up and down for a team that your general manager, your front office is basically saying, give us a couple years, okay? That's what they're saying. That's why they made the Stafford trade, okay, for those draft picks. And those draft picks happen to be in the future. Everything that they're telling you is give us a couple years. But you don't want to listen.
And let me throw out some more critical questions. Are the Lions better than the Chicago Bears? Are they better than the Green Bay Packers with or without Aaron Rodgers? Are they better than the Minnesota Vikings? If you say no to all three, there's no way they're going to have a winning record.
Kenny said, I'm sick of the pessimism. Okay, so what part of what I said or what Terry said? If you want, use me. Where's pessimism? I'll wait. Because Art didn't do real well with this question, so I'll put you on the spot. Okay? Where is pessimism? No, I'm serious. Tell me where the pessimism is. Tell me what part of what Terry said or what I said. If you want, just use me. What part is false?
While we're waiting.
Do you want me to believe in the invisible? I can't believe in the invisible. I'm sorry. I can't. I just don't. Other than Jesus.
Well, Kenny,
I don't believe in the invisible.
Kenny, tell me this. Jot down what teams the Lions are better than in their division.
Oh, okay.
Not you. But you can if you want to.
Sean, did you see that? Hillbilly Bob says, ask Sean and Terry if they lose, or if they for some reason the Lions and Goff do better than the Rams and Stafford, what will the narrative be?
I'm not following. What do you?
If for some reason Lions and Goff do better than Rams and Stafford, what will the narrative be?
Well, let's start. If you're one of those people that you think that Jared Goff is better than Matthew Stafford, I'm done having a conversation with you. So let's get to that. Do you think that Jared Goff is better than Matthew Stafford? If your answer is yes, then you don't watch football. And my conversation with you is now over. So let's get that out of the way right now. I don't know. I mean, if Jared Goff makes lemonade with these lemons, I'll be the first guy to say, holy crap, I didn't expect that. Because this team isn't good. You know, he doesn't have what Matthew Stafford had at his disposal. So I would hope at that point in time, everybody, including yours truly, say, wow, I guess that Jared Goff from 2018 wasn't the exception to the rule, right?
Right. And here's what we also have to watch out for. Jared Goff won with a legitimate franchise, with a real NFL franchise. Now he's coming to a franchise that's trying to become a legit franchise, and they're not there yet. So can he win with this group? Can he win a playoff game with this group? I would say no.
So a mediocre quarterback with a bunch of good players around him is going to be better with a bunch of less than players around him. Is that what you're telling me? Okay. All right. Kenny, you're kind of going hard on me. I threw down the gauntlet, and you're not doing a real good job telling me about the pessimism. But you said, if you're not good at your job for a year, do you keep your job? I'll say no. I don't know what answer you're looking for. I'll say no.
In
I don't
pro
know how this
sports,
applies
usually
to
you do. You get 3-5 years. Stan Van Gundy didn't. But for the most part, if you're not good at your job in pro sports, you get 3 years to become good.
Very, very rare exceptions. But yeah, it's happened. And you know what? I'm totally cool with that. I don't. That's where I think guys like Terry and I are confused. I'm not dogging Dan Campbell. I think he's the right choice. I really, truly do. I'm not dogging Brad Holmes. Give him a couple years. They making that move told all of you, okay? We're going to build. We're building. The draft picks were the key to that. We're building. That's what I'm saying. I'm not expecting it right away. So, again, I'm going, where's the pessimism?
Here's the other thing. If they were thinking about winning today and not thinking long term, they wouldn't have picked Penny Sewell.
Nope.
Or Penny Sewell. They would have picked a wide receiver because he would come in, he'd be flashy, and he'd be fun to have. No, but they said, no, we're sticking to the basics. We're taking Penny Sewell because in the long run, even though he's a tackle, he will be better than any wide receiver we can get. They're thinking down the road.
Terry, that's what I keep telling you. Like, take a look at the moves they've made. The moves they've made are screaming. We're going to be good in a couple of years. Kenny said, why don't we hold them to the same standards? Some people do. Some places do. But in sports, I'm not sure you're aware of this. And I'm not even being condescending when I say that. Sometimes you are in a rebuild. Like, I hope you're not one of those Red Wing fans that wants to fire and trash and burn everything right now. Because they exist. Oh, they exist. When Steve Yzerman told you day one, guys, this is going to be a long time. We're only 2 years in. What? So, because fans don't want to think about being patient.
They don't. Are the Red Wings going to be good next year?
No.
Do they have the right pieces or the right game plan in place to be good in a few years?
Yes.
Okay,
look
same
at the
with
Tampa
the
Lightning. Steve Yzerman made the Tampa Lightning. How's that worked out? That's what he wants what he wants the Wings to be. Right? And I think the Lions are heading in that direction. I can't believe I'm saying it, but I do.
Yeah, but
so
if
that's
Steve
why
Yzerman felt, I gotta win next year. He bring in some 35-year-old forwards, a defenseman, and some washed-up goaltender who's got one more year left in him, and say, "Hey, we finished above 500." But he's not going to do that.
Kenny said Holmes hired Campbell. Campbell hired his guys. They are changing the culture, and it should lead to a winning record. I agree with you across the board, just not this year. How's that pessimistic?
Eventually.
Thank you, Kenny. I agree with you 100%. 17-0, baby. Let's go.
People are nuts. Nuts. Like, seriously. How's that? Again, you're not. And Kenny, by the way, the whole dance, you never told me what was pessimistic. I'll wait. Seriously, the show's going to end in a second. I'm going to wait to hear what was pessimistic. What part did I say, or Terry say, was untrue? Again, all due respect, my friend, it's easy to throw the darts at Terry or me or whoever. It's hard to speak factually. Have yourself a good day.
13 times. He wants us to say they're going to finish 9-8.
Never. Never. I said have yourself a good day. That was saying goodbye. Art?
Gang.
And you're a troublemaker. And I'm not going to say gang.